Are we live? Are we live? I think we're live. God, it's dark in here. I need to turn the lights on. Nick, could you turn the lights on for me?
Why?
I'm just going live.
Now?
Hey guys, yeah.
You live now?
Yeah, I am. I'm live. There we go. There we go, boys and girls. How are we doing? Let me bring on Prash. Bring him on camera.
Call him Prash Rooney.
Prash. I call to the house. Hello, Prash. Oh,
Hello, mate.
Can you see me okay? You're in your uniform.
Good?
I haven't got the uniform on tonight. So, I want to talk about something with my mate Prash. Let me see if I've got good lighting. That's better. That's better. That's better. Okay, I'll be stable. Being two-faced to yourself. I think it's very important. Hey, Sen. Hey, Sean. Daniel. What's up? Being two-faced to yourself. Well, why am I saying that? We can put other people first in terms of we'll put ourselves out for other people to make sure we feel like a good person, and but actually deep inside we can be lying to ourselves, because when it comes back to yourself, you look in the mirror, you don't feel like a good person, so you're putting on a brave face. Hey, I'm all right, but deep inside, I talked about this yesterday or a couple of days ago, how I've allowed myself to feel sadness. And I allow myself to feel the sadness because when you allow yourself to feel the sadness, hello Nada, hello Gez, Jez. When you allow yourself to feel the sadness, it will pass. If you don't allow yourself to feel the sadness, you can. I'm fine. Guess what? You're not fine, because you're not accepting it. You're not acknowledging it. You're not being truthful to yourself. Because life is tough and life can be hard, and it's very, very sad. And if it wasn't sad, if it wasn't hard, you wouldn't appreciate the good stuff. So you need sadness, you need pain and suffering. Unfortunately, that's life. So why am I saying that? If you say it's okay all the time, you're not going to acknowledge that pain and suffering. And someone who knows about depression, that's when people get depressed. I've verged on depression. I've had a lot of therapy, and the sort of stuff that me and Prash are going to be doing at our retreat on the 15th to the 17th in Harlow, Essex at Carbon Retreats, a mind, body and spirit rejuvenation retreat. We're going to be talking about this sort of stuff, how to love yourself and acknowledge yourself and be true and not be two-faced to yourself. Over to you, Prash.
Thanks, Alec. And I want to say this. I want to start by saying this.
Right. Prash has gone quiet. Oh no, it's back.
Hi, Alex, I'm here, right here. Can you see me?
Mate, yeah. Hi, Nathan. Hi, Steve.
You know, I want to just say this. I want to say this to everyone. Hey, folks. Alex, thanks that was a good insight, a good intro into this. I want to share this. How many times have you found yourself being and saying, hey, somebody, a fan or a family member, they've done something amazing and you're praising them. But when it comes to yourself, you're criticizing yourself all the time. How many times have you said, oh, well done, mate. That was great. Congratulations on the promotion. Well done on passing your exams. Great that you passed your driving test. We're kind to our kids. We give them encouragement. At least most of us do, right? When we hear a friend has done something or a work colleague has done something, we're patting them on the back. Why is it that we're patting other people on the back, but we're beating ourselves up with a stick and lashing ourselves when it comes to our victories? Why is it we're not able to recognize stuff that we're doing, which is actually good, and where a pat on the back may be more beneficial than beating ourselves up? That, my friend, is being two-faced to ourselves. And here's the thing, right? Alex, right?
Guys, can you see Prash? If you can't see Prash, people will say, oh, okay, I think they can see. Sorry, I apologize, Prash.
That's cool. If they can see it, that's okay. You know, and I want to say this, right? How many people, how would you feel? And we've all had this, right? If somebody's talking bad, nicely to your face, but behind your back, they're saying bad stuff. And we've probably known people like this, right? They're sweet to our face, and then they say something else behind our back, right? Two-faced. And yet here we are. We'll say sweet stuff to other people. We'll be kind to other people. We'll say some nice stuff. When it comes to us, we say shitty stuff. We give us shitty, we feed ourselves bullshit. We feed ourselves our story. We feed ourselves that for 40 years on this, I did it. For years, I fed myself the story. I'm an orphan. I lost my mom young. I had a hard time. I was beaten up. I was bullied. I was considered, I'm a packy, I'm a brown guy. So, you know, racism. And I'm nothing more than a packy Indian guy living in London. I got nothing else going for me. I'm a loser. Yeah, I did a degree, but, you know, my dad forced me into it. My dad was an alcoholic. I can go on and on and on. Now my story is now starting to rule my whole goddamn life. It's ruling my life. It's ruling the decisions that I make. It's ruling the kind of people I want to date or not date, the kind of jobs that I do. Everything is being ruled because my story is ruling me, because I'm not cutting myself the same slack that I'm cutting other people, because I can't be nice to myself. I don't know how to forgive myself. Can anybody relate to this? Alex, I know, you know, you feel this.
1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. Yeah, we can be our own biggest coaches and cheerleaders and supporters, and we can be our worst nemesis. And it's learning how to speak. And I talk about this all the time. Be careful what you say. What goes out your mouth goes out and then comes back in to your muscles, to your mind, to your thoughts. And like I talk about Muhammad Ali, I am the greatest. He was one of the best self-hypnotists the world's ever seen. The first time me and Prash trained, hey Stuart, hey Marcus, how you doing, mate? The first time Prash was like, you were struggling on something, and we all do this. And as a coach, as a friend, as a teammate, you know, that's my job to give you a kick up the bum in a good way. And Prash allowed me to do that. I wasn't doing it in an aggressive way. I said, mate, come on, what are you doing? No. What's that face? You're going like it's painful. Like, tell your body it's not painful. I mean, we all do that. And what gives out first in training was always our physicality for our mind. Sorry, our mind. I've got it wrong. It's always our mind for our physicality. I've often seen, you know, when you feel like you're done and you've got nothing more left in the tank, you're only 40% done. You got your mind is so powerful. I mean, look at the feats man has accomplished in times of having to when the granny or the mum who's weak managed to lift a car, or, you know, to protect a child from burning to death or whatever. What am I saying? That's not always possible, but there are many cases recorded where human beings have managed to do the most amazing feats. And their physicality is absolutely gone, but the mind is so strong. So if you learn how to tap into these forces that are all around us, and I'm not talking hocus pocus, I can talk in scientific terms. I want to try and make it quick and easy. And I said this the other day, it's magic, but all magic is science unexplained, because what we're talking on now 100 years ago is magic. Now, I'm sure in another 100 years, there's going to be all sorts of things that we consider magic, which we don't understand. But forget going 100 years in the future. Let's go a couple of thousand years in the past. In the past, we had so much magic we call magic. We can't currently comprehend how they built certain things in our world now, and they were actually much more advanced. Why am I saying this? We use something called mantra therapy. Mantra therapy is part of the course that me and Prash run. Mantras are a very powerful science, which, when they're chanted in a certain way, they lower your body into a deep parasympathetic nervous system, which reduces cortisol. It makes you feel happy. It's like meditation. Like it's relieving, giving you a pressure valve. When you know how to say these sort of things, if you don't know how to meditate, if you don't know how to breathe, What an easy way. You just repeat a mantra. You don't have to learn how to. You don't have to know how to meditate. It's like
Simple.
it's meditation. It's stress relief for dummies. Great, perfect, wonderful for the masses. And this is the sort of stuff we're going to be showing you every day. How to, and I'm talking a lot. We lie to ourselves. This is the topic today. I'm going slightly off topic, but I'll bring it back. We lie to ourselves because we're not happy in life, you know, and we need to be truthful to ourselves. When you've got some of these techniques that we in Prash are going to be teaching you, you don't have to lie to yourself too much, and then you start to get all the shade and all the dark bits, and you're trying to torture them in your inner deeper psyche. Those bits that you don't like. We all do things. Oh God, I don't like that, and we bury it down. But guess what? We're going to bring it out in small increments. It's not going to be so you see the whole in an ugly person straight away. You're going to be able to deal with it, because look, some of us have buried some really deep, nasty, horrible stuff. You bring it all out, it's not very pleasant. You almost feel like you really don't like yourself. And that's the thing. Why we're talking like this, and I've gone quite deep, and I didn't want to go so deep. We're going to be guiding you how to shine a torch on all your inner, deeper self, and so you don't have to lie to yourself. You don't have to be two-faced yourself. And you know what the most powerful thing, bar anything, and I say this because I'm getting hippie all the time, more hippie love. Love, love, love. When you love yourself and you've got that inner acceptance, you don't need outside validation and you don't need outside acceptance. You love yourself, the world is your oyster.
So beautifully said, Alex. And it is about love, and it starts by recognizing it. And that's our intention by having this call, this live right here, or on the replay, is to help all of us to have that penny drop inside us that we've got to realize that we are being two-faced. It's firstly recognizing how we're being two-faced to ourselves, right? That is to say that we're able to pat other people on the back and praise them and say nice things. When it comes to ourselves, we're saying nasty things. It's almost like we're saying sweet things. You know, we're saying sweet things. Oh yeah, how are you doing, mate? Oh yeah, really good, mate. Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah. Really, you're not all right. But all you're saying is I'm okay. You want to keep up appearances. You want to appear like you're on it. You want to appear like you're crushed. You don't want to say, you know what, I'm having a tough time. I think Paul McDonald just said it here. Paul, really good share from here. He's saying like a lot of men are feeling this right now. Men are feeling pain. They're not opening up about it. This is not just men, women too, but I think men especially are guilty of not opening up and just saying.
We've not been allowed to in society.
Because, you know, I know
men, we've not been allowed to in society.
We've not been allowed
got to
to
be big boys, you know, big boys don't cry and all that. But we're slowly starting to understand that big boys do cry, and there's no shame there. We're in a paradigm shift in society. We're starting to, and this is why these sort of retreats are so beneficial, because people are a little bit, they need their hand holding. You know, I mean, when you go out and ride a bike for the first time, you might be brave enough, but sometimes you have stabilizers. We need stabilizers. Sorry, I cut you off.
We need it. No, I was just saying, and those stabilizers come when you get an outside perspective. Everybody can try and figure this out on their own, but when you have people around you, when you have empowered people who've walked that journey, who are walking that journey, when you have people who are there, who are like those allies on your side to help you to catch yourself. And that's what coming together on a retreat is. When you come on a retreat, you're with people who are of a similar frequency. That is the frequency of self-betterment, the frequency of self-improvement. And when you're in that and you allow yourself to be a little bit vulnerable, and you allow yourself to open up and be compassionate to other people, magic happens. We've seen it, obviously. We saw it just literally 4 or 5 weeks ago in Hungary, where that magic happens. And that's what we're going to do this coming November, from the 15th to the 17th of November, Friday evening till Sunday evening, 15th to 17th, in Harlow, in a beautiful village surrounded by countryside. We'll be spending the weekend cultivating powerful habits that allow us to improve our self-talk, reduce our inner critic, and start to tap into powerful fitness of the mind, body, and spirit. And that's what we have planned. And we'll do it with great music, movies, meaningful conversations, mantra chanting, as Alex rightly pointed out, and lots of other strategies that we'll inject, but with great food and great company. And we'd love you to be there, folks. We'd love you to be a part of that. If you're resonating with this, put your name and details down, because we will offer, I think, Alex, we agreed that maybe for the next 5, so for the next 5 people who are down with this, if you're serious and if you want to make that change, for the next 5 people who DM us directly right here, we will do something very special, because we can and we want it. Alex, is that fair?
I was about to say we're going to offer that, because we did chat about it earlier. So yeah, I'm glad you put that out there. Yeah, good.
Next 5 people, please put your details down. We will do some in 5. We'll check that out over the next 24 hours on the feed. We'd love to welcome people. We always speak to people privately first before we take you on board. And that's part of our selection criteria. We want to make sure that the right kind of
people for the right fit. I'm not saying you're not going to be the right fit, but I mean, everyone, we want to have a nice chat. So you all of the people on the course, so if you're watching this and you stayed watching this, then you're I would say more than like you're 99% the right person for the course. Otherwise, you probably would have turned off. But we learn so much from each other on the course. We're just there to guide you. I mean, my way of teaching actually is martial arts, Mr. Miyagi style, wax on, wax off. My form of meditation is. The other day, what did I do the other day? I was in my pantomime. I'm in a pantomime at the moment. Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, yes, I am. And one of the other actors, they were saying, God, it gets really boring, because we're doing the same pantomime 3 times a day. Mm-hmm. And I saw it as I've got so much stress in my life at the moment. I said at the moment, quite a heavy amount of stress. And I'm seeing the pantomime as pure meditation. Even though I'm saying the same lines, I'm giving myself completely to the scene and immersing myself that nothing else exists. I'm Oberon, King Titan, the Little Mermaid's dad, and I've become that character. Nice. And it's so there's only all that exists is now, that moment, and I'm concentrating on my line of being the perfect King Mermaid, merman that is, and it's wonderful. It sounds kind of crazy, but it's almost Mr. Miyagi style. Wax on, wax off. You're meditating on one.
And that's your meditation space.
And I was just focused on that. And I've got some great fear in my heart and in my guts at the moment over some other things that are going on in my life. But that meditation of just throwing myself completely and utterly into my pantomime at that time. It could be sweeping a garage floor. That's your moment. It is it's mundane, monotonous, boring task. If you allow it to be,
it is.
If you completely give yourself to it, and it was really interesting. I like Mr. Miyagi in the Karate Kid would always give Danielson a menial task to do, and he would like give him sort of philosophical lessons. But when you're doing something that is boring, when you really focus on, your mind has to go somewhere else almost. Well, it goes blank. And it's one of the most healing. Prash, talk about that for a millisecond, because I know we're short on time.
I can, because we touched on it on Friday, on Sunday, actually. I did my live on the Carbon Retreat Facebook page, folks. If you go check it out, was all about mindfulness and 5 strategies through which we can implement mindfulness and why we should implement mindfulness in our lives. And one of those strategies was exactly about unitasking, not having a phone, not having a conversation, not having someone else going, a single task, no matter how menial or boring it seems, but you're doing that one task with single-handed or single-minded focus on that task. It's hard as heck, but getting yourself absorbed into that allows our brains to get into a state, our brainwaves to get into a state of a kind of semi-meditative, very conducive state for bringing calmness to ourselves. And that's how we go about doing mindfulness. It's one of the ways in which we can induce mindfulness, along with mantra chanting and other stuff that we'll do on the retreat. So I think in summation here, folks, the takeaway from this live is to recognize that we may sometimes be two-faced to ourselves, recognize and catch ourselves when we're being nice to other people and patting them on the back, but we're smashing ourselves on the face. Recognize when we're beating ourselves up, where we should actually be patting ourselves on the back, not in a arrogant way, but in a sort of like self-acknowledgement way, like, wow, I did okay, I'm okay. And the more you can say that, I think the more we can start to pave that way for self-love and self-acceptance, as Alex, you rightly point. Big shout to Paul McDonald. You've been saying a lot of stuff here, and, you know, we appreciate your input here. Totally agree with that.
There's been a lot of guys on this.
So, Alex, that's it from me.
I'd just like to thank all of the guys who've come on here. I'm going to message you all. But
yeah, big shout to the guys who are opening up here so much, you know. Big shout to everyone. Paul, chime in, folks. We'll do more of this. And I think, Alex, maybe what we want to do is maybe we'll do something for the guys, especially, you know, for men to come together and create a space one evening on a live.
About suicide.
And we'll talk about that.
About suicide. I know it's a tough topic. I talk about it quite a lot because it needs to be talked about. It's a taboo subject and we need to talk about it. I'm being someone who has felt like suicidal many, many times. And that's why I really think we need to talk about it. But that's not for now. And it's going to be riveting. It's going to be heavy. It's also going to be light. It's a whole mix, which is basically what our retreats are all about. Heavy, light, fun.
It'll be that nice balance.
It's and you can dip in and out whenever you like. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be, oh, I don't like it. Don't have to do that bit. You know, you can take it or leave it. Anyway, I'm going to leave you for now. Could you put on a link here, Prash? I can't seem to put my link on for the retreat. Right.
I will. I'll pop something down. It's the 15th to the 17th November, and they'll be able to go and check it out at Carbon Retreat. So we'll put that on. Thanks, Alex. Folks, thanks for staying with us. The fact that you stayed means that you care about yourself. And frankly speaking, it is time to be a little bit selfish and give ourselves back that self-love and start patting yourselves on the backs, folks. And catch yourselves when you're being two-faced about yourself and capture yourself before that negative self-talk kicks in. I think more on that later. Peace out, guys. Lots of love. Namaste.
Bye, guys.
Alex,
Bye,
rest up, bro. Much love, bro. Take care. Bye.
How do I finish? Not let me go off. Not let me go off. I'm stuck on it forever. It's crazy.
Time to chant some mantras, Alex. Om Namah Shivaya.
What's that one?
Om Namah Shivaya. I surrender to the most auspicious, pure source of everything. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. And it feels beautiful. Om Namah Shivaya.
I'm gonna have to turn my phone completely off because the whole link is broken. I love you all. Om.
Peace and love, man. Make sure you save it, bro. Take care. God bless. Bye.
How do we...